So yesterday, Trump labeled Antifa as a terrorist organization in one of his speeches. He said, I'm pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I'm designating Antifa as a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster, as a major terrorist organization. Trump posted on Truth Social on Wednesday night, I will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards in practice. And so journalists are baffled now. They're incredibly confused. It's like, how can you do this? Like, they're disorganized. How can a terrorist organization exist if they're disorganized? Like, terrorist organizations are highly organized. You know, they have a headquarters. They have, like, logos. They walk around in uniform. Everyone knows who they are. But, like, Antifa is not like that. It's not like that. How can you do it? It's anti-fascist. It's everyone can be an anti-fascist, right? Like, does your mom support fascism? No. Well, obviously, because she's an anti-fascist. Let's debunk some of the statements. First, Antifa is anti-fascist. I mean, that's technically true, but what is the red and black on their flag symbolize? You know, never ask a man how much he earns. Never ask a woman how big are her tits. And never ask an anti-fascist what the colors on their flag means. The answer. The red stands for communism. The black stands for anarchy. It's the alliance between anarchists and communists. It is a group that is against the nation state. They want a borderless society. Okay? Can you be an American and an anti-fascist based on this definition? No, because America, by definition, is a nation state. They have borders, right? So, just because they're against Nazis, I mean, that's cute. You know, little Billy, that's nice. But that doesn't necessarily make you one of the good people. Can also make you a terrorist. Like, I know it's difficult to understand the world outside of a binary, you know, good and bad, black and white. Apparently, it's kind of like shades of gray. Like, there's a plethora of ideologies. Who the fuck, right? Like, there's many different ideologies. Like, for instance, you can be anti-fascist and also be a capitalist. You can be an anti-fascist and also be for the republic. Oh, goodness gracious, who the fuck, right? And so, how can you target an organization that apparently doesn't have centralized control, right? I mean, can that be done? Can we accomplish something like that, right? If this makes an organization be untargetable, why wouldn't, like, every single other terrorist group operate like this, right? Like, if all you need is to be untargetable and just have an idea, I mean, how can France, for instance, target jihadis then? Because, like, not all jihadis are organized, right? The answer is very simple. You follow the money, right? And this is literally what Trump is saying. Like, who's paying for these people? If you see riots on the streets constantly, you gotta start asking, well, do these people not have jobs? Do they not have to go to work? Like, how are they affording all of the gear that they're having? You know, when they show up with identical signs or with riot shields or with various equipment, well, who pays for that? Who sold that, right? It's very interesting because, like, anti-fascists, they actually have a book called Beautiful Trouble, and they're talking exactly how to defund the right. And it's literally like how to defund hate, right? So I find it fascinating that for some reason you can define a human emotion and you can fight against a human emotion, right? Like fight against hate, defund hate, and newspapers like Time Magazine don't have a problem understanding that concept. But when it comes to fighting against an actual ideology, where you can see students on the streets wearing the flags and wearing the uniform and all of that, all of a sudden journalists are confused. Like, how can we fight against that? How can you? It's very simple. You defund it, right? If someone wears a logo or if someone supports the ideology in public, he gets placed under investigation. This is what they did under Joe Biden to white supremacists. Like, the system is there, you know? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, there's already experts that deal with how to find this out. It's actually kind of funny, right? Because if you look at the United States, they initially started following and tracking jihadis, right? Like during the Bush era with the Patriot Act and all of that. And then the entire apparatus was moved against what the Biden administration defined as white supremacy, right? And so they started targeting white supremacists, and now Trump is basically saying, yeah, we need to target anti-fascists. And everyone is like, no, you can't do that. Like, how can you even begin? Like, what does it mean? How do you do it? It's okay. You don't need to figure it out. Like, he already has people working in the government that have proficiency in dealing with this. The other interesting thing, though, what are the consequences? I mean, holy shit, if this actually passes, and I don't think it will pass. You know, I think this is big talk. I think it will get stalled. But if it actually does pass, and Antifa gets officially labeled as a terrorist organization, banks will actually have to freeze assets. Like, if you go in public and you're Hassan Piker and you're basically claiming you're Antifa, the banks may actually have to freeze his assets. I'm not kidding. Like look at the terrorist laws in the United States. But more important than that, there are social media platforms that have terms of service. YouTube is one of them. I'm pretty sure like Twitch is another, where you cannot show symbols and glorify flags or paraphernalia belonging to recognized official terrorist organizations. So like if Antifa would be labeled as such, then any video, any picture, any footage where you're showing that and you're glorifying it, so you're not making a video to condemn it or to report the news or anything like that, but you're actually promoting it, you can get your channel zooked. So, you know, it's like, oh, what can happen? What can he... That's what can happen. That's what he can do. Will he do it? I don't know. The thing is, and I'll explain something. A lot of leftists haven't figured this out. Right-wingers aren't united. Like, you have people on the right that are extremists, you know, zealous, and they want a lot of things. They want the pie in the sky. But there are also moderates and people that are more chill. And they're the ones putting the brakes, right? And when you have a president or a politician, he has to listen to the moderates because they're larger in number. He also has to listen to the extremists because they're the ones that actually do the activism. They're the ones that actually deliver the flyers, make the memes, spread the message. And so a politician has to balance these two out, right? And so, like, for instance, in 2018, if Trump wanted to go after Antifa, it would have been like moderates in the party that would be like, okay, yeah, we get it, but like free speech, freedom of assembly, blah, 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 blah. You know, maybe they were bamboozled by the media and saying, look, the problem isn't as big. It's 2025, okay? Like, people have seen the Summer of Love, and despite the fact that Twitch tried to hide the footage, you could see on X individuals that had like a bike lock in a bag and were hitting protesters with it, and they were anti-fascists. You could see anti-fascists burning down businesses and smashing down stores. You could see all of these people selling various books in the open, like in defense of looting and other such nonsense, right? And so you could see that they're communists. Most Americans, I know this is shocking, they're neither Nazis nor communists. They're Americans. They don't like communism. And so now it's 2025. The moderate guy got shot. Got assassinated. Most of the moderates have stopped caring. They're not the ones that are egging right-wingers on and being like, yes, Trump, yes, do this, do this. No, they just stopped caring. And so now that Trump says something like, you know what, we're going to go after anti-fascists, there's no opposition. He's not going to listen to the left, right? Because they're not voting for him. They're not donating to his campaigns. But at the same time, no right-wing moderate is going to say jack shit. Because right-wing moderates are now convinced, after seeing Charlie Kirk getting assassinated in front of his kids, and people on Reddit and Blue Sky cheering and demanding more, they're convinced that there is no more discussion, there is no more debate. If you try to discuss or debate, they will label you a fascist and shoot you. And so, like, what is in their interest to stop this from happening? Especially after we saw what happened with the previous administration, where Joe Biden was, going out of his way in order to make all types of legislation, and he would make legislation. It's like, okay, the infrastructure bill. The people benefiting are going to be people of color, queer folk, LGBT, transgender, blah, 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 blah. Literally anyone besides white men, right? And so you have an administration that's like actively taking away your money through taxes and then passing legislation benefiting everyone, and you're constantly at the bottom, right? Nonstop. And then when people complain, they get labeled white supremacists. When parents complain about the LGBTs in schools, they're called terrorists, right? Like all of this hatred. And now they're seeing that guy doing the same to the opposite side. And they're like, well, tough shit. I'm not justifying it, by the way. I'm observing it. Like, that's my job. I don't partake into this shit, but I go on social media and I'm seeing what's happening and I'm trying to explain it through a chronological point of how did it get to this. It's like, for some reason, for no reason whatsoever, all of a sudden Hitler got elected. It's kind of like that saying. And if you look chronologically, you'll see that, well, there were many things that led up to this. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.